Okay. Just so everyone sees, here's our new team shirts that got here today. They say "Level Up, Babes." I have them in small, medium, and large. The new diamonds will definitely be getting some at the retreat, and we're going to be doing some photos with my favorite photographer that I hired, paying her good money for a fun photo shoot in Denver. There's some really fun, bright colored walls we're going to be doing stuff in front of with balloons and everything, and then we're going to be out in the grass with like more like the t-shirt look. It's going to be really fun. Anyways, I'm excited about them, and maybe we'll find ways to give them out to people. But I want to know, before we get started on this call tonight, if everybody would go to the chat right now, when you find someone on social media and you've never talked to them, you're trying to make a new friend, what does your connect message look like? To say hi, to get the conversation going. Obviously, depending on who the person is, like sometimes you have to change it to be like, oh, are you a stay-at-home mom too, or whatever. But show me a general, what does your connect message look like? I thought this would be a good practice. And then we'll all go around and talk about it. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to type that into the chat. Last month, mine was, hey, thanks for the follow. To people that have followed me, here's this free meal plan. And that was it, which worked really well. I definitely got people saying thank you, and then I would respond with, you're so welcome. Are you a meal prepper? And we would just start the conversation. It was like one sentence every time.
And what meal plan would you give them?
Jennifer Gold, how do you not know this? I'm sorry. I say that because I did a whole live about it in the team page. I uploaded it to the team files because I personally bought it off of Etsy and gave it to the whole team to use and did a live about, here's how you're going to hit Success Club this month. You have a free meal plan to give out to people. And then you miss Success Club. I'm like, now I know why. Just kidding. Just kidding, Jen. I have to give you a hard time because you're my diamond.
Well, you already gave me a hard time because if you call me by my full name, Tim doesn't, they only call me by my full name if I did something wrong, so I know it's definitely real.
Oh, no. Okay, there's a meal plan in the files in our team page that I purchased off of Etsy. It's actually a full challenge group, which is pretty cool, but I uploaded the meal plan. If you want the challenge group, ask me. But I uploaded the meal plan to the team files and said, here you go, people. Give this away for free to people. When they say thank you, say, awesome, you're so welcome. Are you a meal prepper? A lot of people were like, no, but I want to be. It was such an easy gateway to a conversation. You want to be? Perfect. You are in the right spot. I can help you. So I'm not seeing anybody's come through on the chat, but that's okay. I'll let you all go. My app was updating because I was going to go in and look at some of mine from today. All right, since we're recording, I will keep going. Mine is typically, hey, hey girl, hey, sometimes I'll use their name. So great to connect with other blank on here, if they're a mom, if they're a fashionista, like whatever. So great to connect with other on here. And then I ask them a question. Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you a fashion blogger? I asked this girl the other day, you have an amazing following. Do you monetize that? Like, tell me your secret. And she totally was talking to me about it. No, not yet. I'm just building my following, but I'm totally going to at some point. I like that. Jenna, hey girl, your page is so cute. I love meeting new people. No worries either way. So is this someone that watched your story or anything? They're just brand new and you're like immediately inviting them out the gate?
Yeah, they don't even follow me. each day I'll go through and find like 15 to 30 people, and I'll follow them and I'll like some of their pictures for like a day or two. And then after like 2 or 3 days, I'll send them a message.
Okay. I'm going to read all these first and then we'll go back through and chat about it. Jen, you find a picture, you comment on the picture, and then you message them. Hey, I noticed you're a foodie too. Great. I like that. Anybody else have anything to share? Shay's like, hold on. Okay. Real quick, people who are coming to Summit, you need to be getting your ticket by the end of the month. You need to be sending me your money for the place by the end of this month. We're really pumped. I'm excited. I can't believe it's coming up so quickly. It's going to be incredible. Hi, Alicia. Alicia had a feast yesterday. Her son is a chef and made her like this gourmet meal. She was sending me pictures. I was like, what? And she goes, I think he should come cook for us at Summit. And I was like, sold. Go ahead. I am down with that. Okay, somebody asked me about the power hours, and I think they were confused because of the units that I created in the team page the other day. So I created units that are basically you can check in with your power hour every day. It says like the basics, like here's what you should do for a power hour. But I basically made it as a way of like everybody checking in to kind of stay accountable and kind of keep the momentum going, because when you see other people are checking in, it helps you to want to check in and get yours done. So I was going to explain that really quick. If I schedule live power hours or like sessions where you can hop on and ask me questions, I've been doing a couple mornings a week and no one's getting on. So is that not a good time?
For me. Oh, sorry.
Come on, Shay, you're out of school in like a week. Then it will be. Right? Yeah.
Mine works like from 11 to 12 and then from 1 on for me. But that's just where I am with my kids. So I work harder right at lunchtime till like 3:30 before I go get my kids. That's like where I'm working.
Are you on the same time zone as me? Yeah, okay. 11 is fine for me. I can do 11.
See you on Fridays.
Happy Friday. Any big plans for the weekend? I always ask about weekends when they're coming up. I ask about weekends on Monday. Did you do anything over the weekend? Today, most of my follow-ups were, hope you had an amazing Mother's Day. Did you do anything special? Like 2 sentences long. Big plans for the weekend. Yes, I have an awesome Fit Mama group starting Monday.
Well, and can I say something about that?
Yeah.
So people like to talk about themselves. So they want to talk about their weekends, either something that's coming up or something that they already did. So I always do the weekend, and I don't ask a question of like anything super personal, because a lot of people get turned off by that. But something as generic as a weekend, like it kind of opens that door for a question without being like that creepy person that's like, oh my gosh, your kids are so cute. What are their names and how old are they and what do they do for fun? And do they like pink? And then you're like, back the truck up, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a kid and you saw a picture. But I have found that the weekend question has been so helpful because it's basic, but people want to talk about themselves.
Totally. This is someone that you haven't chatted with yet and you're inviting them from the get-go?
Yeah.
All right. Are they watching your stories or liking your stuff?
Yes.
Okay. That's great. And then Alicia, thank you for following and watching my stories. Your page is so cute. Your family is so cute, whatever. What do you do during the day? Okay. So Shay's is right to the point, but it asks them a question about themselves. Would it be okay if I sent you more info? I don't like the would it be okay. I personally like the no worries either way. Would you mind if I sent you more info? Or the if I sent you more info, would you check it out? That's me. If that's working for you, that's totally great. I've just had really good experiences with the other 2.
No, and I'll say that that is the line that I can't stand, is how to word that, because I don't even want to ask that question. And there have been people that I flat out said, like, I'm going to send you information because you're going to love it. And they go, okay, cool. But like, it's hard to word that part for me personally because I don't want them to question the information because information is free. And so it is for me a difficult way to word it because I don't want them to think, do I want information? What is this? I want to just be like, bam, here's the info because you're going to love it.
Okay.
So I will say that I personally struggle with that ending because I don't know how to word it because I don't want them thinking about it.
So would it be okay if I sent you more info? Is working? Go ahead. Go for it. Alicia, I think what do you do during the day is a bit on the creepy side, a bit on the personal side, in my experience and like my perspective. So instead of just saying, what do you do during the day? I would say like, are you a stay-at-home mom? Or find something to ask about them that is, I don't even know how to explain it. Shay, maybe you can help. Like specific without being specific. You know, like, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't mind saying, are you a stay-at-home mom? Or I will say, like, your kids look close in age to my kids who are 4 and 6. So it's not weird to say, how old are your kids? Because I've just volunteered that about mine. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Or something small like, instead of what do you do during the day, just switch it up to like, are you a stay-at-home mom or do you work out of the home? Like something more basic, because a question like, what do you do during the day is like asking someone like, what are you wearing? Like, you know, like something, it's what do you do during the day? I don't know, but I think
about it. If somebody asked you that, you'd be like, what do I do all day? Like,
I do everything.
How do I explain this? You know, like, you'd be like, where do I even start? I don't, so I'm not going to.
I would say that's not always, I was trying to, my brain is mush today, so just forgive me there. It's been a really awful day. Anyways, but I would say like usually I do try to pick something that's a little more specific, like if it's somebody that's, I know has like, some homeschool moms have, so I'll say, hey, I homeschool. I noticed that I thought, you do or whatever, kind of that kind of thing.
This is a great question to end with if it's a first-time message. Hey, your such and such is so cute. Pick something from one of their pictures. Where did you get it? Your dress, like from that one picture, and you can like comment on the picture so they know what you're talking about. Or your dog, what kind is it? Or like whatever, ask them about where they got something. People don't think that's creepy because we all like to recommend places and brands to each other. Jenna, with yours, I would start not inviting from the get-go. If they haven't watched your stories, liked anything, and you haven't chatted, I would start with the, hey, your page is so cute. It's so fun connecting with new people on social media. I would cut out the sharing our journeys because that's a little winded. So I would just say, it's so cute. I love connecting with people on social media, and then ask them a question about themselves and then leave it. After they respond back, then you could say, by the way, I wanted to invite you to my virtual Fit Girl Squad. And I would claim that as your own, not I'm part of. I wanted to invite you to my virtual Fit Girl Squad. And I don't know if I think I have shared this before. This isn't even what this call is supposed to be about, but hey, it's all good. I'm glad we're doing this. It was the one that I talked about a while ago where I say, I wanted to invite you to my virtual Fit Girl Squad. I know how hard it is to fit in time for you and it can be life is busy, you're raising kids, you're running a business, whatever it is. So the fact that I can get my booty handed to me in 30 minutes a day in my living room is like the best news ever. Does it sound like something that might be up your alley? And I can type this in or like drop it in the team page. I'll drop it in the team page. But that, Jenna, would be a great thing to message them after they've already messaged you back to the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's the, oh, by the way, and then you launch into it. But you might have better luck with people responding to you if you just start with the, hey, it's so nice to connect, ask them a question.
Okay.
Okay. I had this video. It's 15 minutes long. Ooh, I think we have time. So I'll share my screen on follow-ups. I hope this will help you guys. I hope this will help all of us. I actually didn't watch it yet. Can you all see that okay? Perfect. I love this girl. I don't remember her name, but I love her.
Hello there, it's Kim Fitzpatrick here, and I'm so excited to be able to talk to you today about follow-ups. And this is absolutely a crucial thing in your business, because really it is the magic that happens in the follow-up, and that's where your business will start to blossom in your consistency in your follow-ups, the power in your follow-ups, as well as the belief in your follow-ups. So I want to jump in really quickly and get this training started. So the first thing I always say to a lot of our new coaches, or any new coaches, when you're starting out and you're trying to determine how am I gonna base my business? How am I gonna follow it up? You need to determine your plan. So what is your plan for your follow-ups? Are you a pen and paper person? Are you a highlighter and sticky notes person? Do you prefer a filing system? Do you prefer an electronic system? Do you prefer to do by months, by days, by mornings or afternoons? You really have to develop what is going to be your system for your follow-ups and how you're going to track that. For me, I'm really a pen and a paper girl. But I also like my streak, which I do through my Gmail, and it's attached to my email. So it makes, for me, my ease of my follow-ups in a cohesive, systematic process. Now, I want to share with you, I did not get streak until about 2.5 years into my business. I really used my notebooks, I used my papers, I used my highlighter method, and I used my good old pen and paper tracking. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this again, you really need to make sure that this is your business, and this is your foundation for your business. So you have to do what's going to best serve you and the way in which you create this. I wanted to talk about as well, the different forms of communication I use is Facebook Messenger. It is our Facebook business page and our Facebook business page Messenger. I use Instagram as a medium to communicate. I use Instagram stories, and I use my Instagram direct message. I also use email as a way to connect with people and to follow up. So at the end of the day, though, guys, you have to do what works for you. And maybe when you're first starting as a new coach, you think, holy mackerel, that's a lot of platforms. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it all? And I want to share this with you. You really do have to do what you're comfortable with. But you also have to do things that you're uncomfortable with, because this is the magic of that business, is getting out of your comfort zone. So there's a lot of training, there's a lot of different ways on how to learn the different platforms, but again, the magic's going to happen in the follow-ups of what happens on Facebook from your posts, what happens on your lives and the engagement you're giving. It's going to happen on the Instagram stories and the invites that you give. It's going to happen in all these different ways. So there's many different avenues and vehicles in order to do your follow-ups. And I want to get started and drill down on each separate section on how I do it. So on Facebook, I really believe that every communication or every like and every comment is a way for you. It's an open invitation for you to follow up. It's someone saying, I like your stuff. I support you. I agree with that. Tell me more. And it's a way for you, an open invitation to connect. And for me, that's your first follow-up. So when somebody comments on something I do or posts something, I always make sure that in the message or in the comments below my posts, I'm always engaging. I have a rule of thumb. You can never out-comment me. So even if my last comment is an emoji, it's an engagement. It's a connection point. It's a creating a relationship with that person, which is going to foster and create an organic and authentic connection, which will facilitate your follow-up. So it's really important to understand that everything you do in this business is absolutely interconnected. All right? So let's dive into that. So when I have a Facebook message, and I've been following up with someone, typically what I like to do is I again will have their name written down, but I also use my Messenger Facebook as my documentation system. You can see when you have an unread message or if you haven't responded last. And on Facebook, typically what happens is when I engage with someone and I'm inviting them to either a free group that I'm doing, or I'm inviting them to a Lift the Lift 4 program or a program that's coming up, or a free challenge or a challenge group, I always make sure when I do my follow-up that I have a point of connection first. So before I dive into any conversation where I'm inviting someone or I'm following up on them, I start with an introduction of, first of all, how are you, their name, and how I do that is I go to their page first and I do a mini audit. So I actually have a pulse on what have they been up to. Because often when you get those messages of, hey, have you ever thought about, when you get those messages, and you might have gotten them, have you ever thought about doing this business? Because I think you'd be great. Well, clearly that person didn't go to your post before or your page and see that you are obviously partnered with a company. And it's disingenuous. So I want to ensure that in my teaching that you really hit on this point, that you have to make a connection point before you follow up. Otherwise, it's a bit like word vomit, right? Or it's about data dumping. And it isn't about data dumping. Again, this business, and Beachbody is incredible at that, is built on fostering relationships. And when you foster relationships, you develop human connections. So when I invite somebody to anything, it's typically a pulse check on how they're doing. So maybe they followed up on a meal idea that I posted and they're really struggling in their nutrition. And what I'll do is I'll say, hey, I've got a free group coming up that's all based on nutrition. Would you be interested in joining me in that? So that's an example of a follow-up that isn't salesy. You're not trying to get them to buy something from you right off the bat. You're offering value in a free, safe space that gives them the opportunity to say yes. And it gives you the opportunity for them to go in there. Maybe it's a 3-day clean eating group, basic group, or maybe it's a 5-day crock pot group, whatever you want to do. Maybe it's a lunch redefined group, whatever you want to do. You're giving them an opportunity for them to see you as a business owner, as a professional, as someone that has value add. Once I have people completed through that free group, I will follow up with them. And the first thing I do is, hey, I saw that you were really engaged on those dinner ideas. Did you try one? What did you try? Did your kids like it? So I'm making a connection with her outside of, I'm going to sell you something. And that's instrumental in your follow-up process to make sure that you aren't going for points. You're going for people. You're going for human connection. Because a lot of times in this business, when we're following up, sometimes, guys, it's at the end of the month and you're in a rat race to try to hit what your goals are. I would encourage you to start that way before the end of the month. So for me, I start on day 1 of each month. Who do I get to follow up with this month? Who was in my free group last month? Who was in on Facebook saying, I would love to be in your 2B Mindset interest group, or I would love to know more about 80-Day Obsession? Who actually didn't follow through on purchasing anything? Those are the people that I follow up with too. So sometimes you have to remember, all the time, you have to remember that you aren't just looking to follow up with new potential customers and new potential clients that are outside of maybe in your warm market. Those would be your friends, your family, people that you're connected with on Facebook, but also your outside market. But I'd love you to consider and remind yourself all those names you wrote down, all those conversations you had before that said no, not yet, just weren't ready. And you need to make sure that you're acknowledging at some point in your notebook, I've got these great sticky tabs that Kimmy, who I'm following back up with each month, that I haven't touched base with. Again, it comes down to your system, and your follow-up system is absolutely crucial for your success. I would say that when you follow up with someone, give them a day or so to respond before you're following back up with them right away. Again, people live busy lives, and a lot of times people are not going to be on social media as much as Beachbody coaches are. So give yourself some grace and give yourself a reminder that just because someone hasn't seen your message doesn't mean they aren't interested. It means they're living a life and they're busy and they're full. But what you can do is you can go and you can support and give them love on their Facebook page or on their Instagram page. Or if you see them in the schoolyard, I saw one of the moms last night at Cheer who I sent an email to. I didn't even mention it to her. I just said, so great to see you. I gave her a big hug. I knew that she was going to follow back up on that once she saw me. And I didn't need to push her or talk on it. So that's an important thing with Facebook. I want to talk about, now I want to pull outside of Facebook and actually give one more tip, if I may. When you're leaving a follow-up on Facebook and someone says no, if someone says no to you, or on Instagram, make sure that you leave them with value. So no, I'm not interested right now. but you know that they're struggling with their nutrition, or you know that they're struggling with being able to afford this program. So send them the free Lift 4 workout, or send them a great sample of a meal idea from the Beachbody blog. There are so many resources for you that you have at your fingertips to utilize in your follow-ups, so that you are leading someone with great value. And that's our job, because what's going to happen when they are ready to purchase, or they are ready to commit to Shaun T in the new year, they're going to say, I trust her. She believes in me, and she isn't just out this for the sake, and I'm going to go with her. So again, as you're following up, you're building your credibility, you're building your competence in the belief of them, you as your coach, the access to the resources you have, and that's really important in your follow-up, so that it isn't just a data dump, but it's a connection piece. It's a, let me give you this example, let me share this with you here, and it's a fluid example. The other thing I really, really like to do with my follow-ups is not just do written communication, but also doing a voice note. I love to get them to hear the emotion in my voice. I like them, that would be on Facebook, that will be on Instagram, in my direct messenger. I love for them to hear that and feel the excitement I have. Because sometimes you have to remember that the way words are interpreted are not the way that voice words are interpreted. So be sure to infuse your voice and practice. Practice inviting people, practice sharing what you love about coaching, practice what you share about loving coaching opportunity. And you need to remember that you're always kind of on display. Everything that you post is an example of the value that you're going to bring. So that's really, really important. I wanted to talk now about Instagram polls. I love my Instagram stories. I love my Instagram polls. I believe that a lot of our business has actually been built through Instagram stories and our polls. And I wanted to share with you something that's really important. So when I'm going through my polls, the first thing I do is I determine a follow factor. First of all, I determine who is this person that's been watching my stories. A, are they a fellow coach? As if they are, I'm not going to follow up with them because I don't have that time. B, is that someone that I actually like? Is that someone that I maybe want to have on my team, or that I would want to support as a client, or even someone that I want to go out for dinner with? You know, you need to remember that you're just as much in the driver's seat in this business as other people that are looking to partner with you. It's a mutual agreement of partnership, and that's what this business is all about. So when you're responding to your polls, or you're responding to your stories, and you're following up with someone, again, you got to remember, if they're watching your stories and you've been watching them watch your stories for a few days, reach out to them. But first thing I would do is I would go to their page and determine that follow factor, that connection factor. What are the things that you have in common that you can talk to in order to build and start to foster that relationship? So for example, yesterday I connected with this one girl who was incredible. I couldn't tell whether or not she was working for a network marketing company. I could tell that she absolutely loved fashion. I could tell that she absolutely loved wellness. I could tell that she absolutely loved food, all things I love. And the first thing I said to her was, oh my gosh, I could look at your page all day. It's incredible. I love this. I loved how you showed this. I gave concrete examples of what I loved. And then I said to her, I don't typically do this, but I wanted to share with you, if you are not monetizing your brand and the way that you pull who you are out, I would love to talk to you about this incredible business opportunity I have. But I'm sure you also get approached with that all the time by a lot of different people. So excited to chat with you further anyways. And that, first of all, she responded back to me and she said, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so humbled. And I haven't ever been approached. What are you talking about? So sometimes just connecting as a human first before you pounce is super, super important. And that's a key thing. So when you're following up, I want to give you kind of a synopsis. First of all, have your tracking system. Make sure that you have a system of how are you keeping track of who you're following up with. You have a yellow highlighter for people that have purchased, and then you ensure that they're in your groups. Do you have a pink highlighter, for example, of the people that have said, no, not yet, but reach back out to me next month? Do you have a blue highlighter for people that said, stone cold no? What value did you leave them with as they said no to you? And then remember, the follow-ups can also be not just in direct messenger, but your follow-ups can be from your likes and your comments and you creating a community with them. Remember that you always have an opportunity to follow up and leave someone better than when they found them. And that's your responsibility as a Beachbody coach. follow-ups are not just data dumps. Follow-ups are real connections with excellent value where you're educating someone on what you know, what you have, and these incredible tools that this company has provided to us to help everybody change their life.
Yeah? I told you she would have bomb tips. She did a national wake-up call not too long ago, and that was really good. That was all about ShareCart. Anyways, okay, does that give you guys some ideas of things to implement this week? Good. Awesome. Lindsay's on the call. She's a new.
Hi.
Hi. Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm looking just real special right now.
Oh, you're totally fine.
But I'm Lindsay. I live in Woodbury, Minnesota. I have 2 little boys and my hubby. And I'm really excited to be a part of this team and to join this business. Fitness has kind of always been a part of my life, but I truly want to help people. I want to see a change in me and my fitness and health and getting back into shape. And then I truly one day have a goal of being able to stay at home with my kiddos and work a business where I'm making some income. So that's me. Hi, everybody.
She works full-time right now, and she's committing to getting up every morning at 4 a.m. so that she can do her workout and work this business before going to work because she really wants to stay home with her 2 boys, which is super cool. Jen on the call here has a spouse who has diabetes and a child who has diabetes. I know you wanted to be connected.
Yes,
You two can chat.
Do you have diabetes?
I do. So I was actually diagnosed with latent onset at the age of 28. So shortly after I had Calvin, my oldest, I was diagnosed. So it was like a crazy kind of life-altering event.
That's one of my husband's friends. I think he was 27. So, and my husband was 16, almost 17, and then my daughter was 7. So, and he also has 2 siblings, a sister and a brother with type 1. So it's just a boom in our family on his side. So it was kind of like a lottery of one of our kids was bound to get it. So kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. And I applaud you because I can't imagine having a child with it. I mean, it was hard enough when it rocked my world, but I can't imagine having a kiddo with it. So
Totally.
I applaud you. So I would love to know kind of how you implement the meal plan and all of that stuff because all of that is super helpful.
I'll let you guys.
Yep.
Maybe you guys can start messaging on Facebook. But anyways, there's Lindsay. Super excited for her. She watched our sneak peek and was like, okay, let's do this. Like totally jumped in. I was like, all right. She told me, she was like, I mean, I'm working a full-time job, so what would you say? And I straight up told her, I was like, well, you're going to have to commit some time to work. I was like, I literally just heard Jess Dukes talk about how she gets it before, still through her 3rd pregnancy. I cannot imagine doing that pregnant, to work her business before her kids are up. And she was able to quit her job after doing that. And that didn't scare Lindsay off. She was like, all right, I'm going to, I was like, what? So she's here. She's rocking it. But we're going to hop off because I have to get on the new coach call. I can take a quick boomerang though, because I know we want to do something fun. Don't forget, we have our coach sneak peek. We've been doing it every week. All right, everybody, what do you want to do this week? Peace sign? We haven't done that in a while. Shay is like, cross our eyes. Yay? Nay? Okay, let's do the little peace sign back and forth. Cassie, are you going to miss this? Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Does it work if I post it on the team page, or do I have to text you guys? Team page? All right, I'll do it in the team page. And then if you need it, text me. Lindsay, I'll see you on the new coach call. I'm going to hop off of this one for a couple minutes and grab some water.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Is there another link?
My coach Becky might be coming on
Hi, Noah.
the new
It might
call.
be the same one. Oh, awesome, Alicia. I'll look for her. I put the link in the event page.
Got it.
I don't remember if it's the same one or not. All right. See you in a few minutes. Bye.